Are we live? Are we live in his ass? Are we live? Welcome to the Minister Brother Derek Show. Let's get started. Okay, I see that's blocking that. I don't understand how that works. Are we live? Uh, uh, uh. Um, um, um. Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to the Minister Brother Derek Show, the Cleric Brother Derek Show, the Pastor Brother Derek Show, the Reverend Brother Derek Show, the Honorable Brother Derek Show. No matter which one is titled, it's still the same thing. It's the Brother Derek Show. And I am your host, Brother Derek. You know, I wasn't feeling that well today, and I'm not feeling well. Y'all know I got the second shot yesterday, and they not lying. The second shot is worse than the first shot. Now, people, because I dropped 2 trash bags while I was riding to the dumpster, and we're not going to try that today. We learned our lesson. I've been taking it easy, just mostly sleeping. I'm not going to sit here in front, but my arm is killing me. I wasn't even going to go live tonight. I was feeling so bad. But then somebody sent me a link about the evil. And I saw the evil was live. I didn't watch it because I didn't have to. I know what they're going to do. So I said, you know what? If evil is out here working, then I need to get out here to combat it. So let's combat that evil. Let's combat the evil with goodness. Let's combat the evil with goodness. I had a dream about this parable, and I thought that I would share it with y'all. I think we've talked about it before, but I had a dream about it, and so I thought, well, maybe that should be our Bible study. The parable, if you look at the thumbnail, it's about the prodigal son, his father, and his brother. And that brings us to our topic. Is there something somebody can do to you that's unforgivable? Is there something that somebody can do to you that you just can't let go of? Is it possible for somebody to know they've done wrong, but don't have the courage to come back and say, hey, I done wrong, but I want to come back to the fold? That's our topic today. Now, we can go to the parable of the father and son. It's in Matthew, but I think I don't need to go there. I think I can just tell you. Y'all excuse me for not camming up. I'm not really feeling well, and my arm is just dangling. My right arm is just dangling. Yeah. But we're going to make it work. The story starts. This is a story that Jesus told the disciples and the religious leaders of that day. It was about a rich man who had 2 sons. They lived in the lap of luxury. They had goats and bulls and all kinds of things. Vast farm. And they were very wealthy. One day, the oldest son decided, I don't want to follow the Jewish traditions of getting married. I want to go out and see the world. The father was hesitant, but he understood that, his son wanted to lead a flock and wanted to go see what the heathens do. Hey, Nia, happy Wednesday. So the father said, okay, go ahead. The son said, well, hold on. I need my cut. The firstborn child gets half of the inheritance. And the rest of the sons split up the rest. The women were sold between the two fathers. So the women didn't get anything unless there wasn't no sons. The women didn't get anything. So the son, they went out there and they counted everything they owned. And the son got half. He's driving all these herds and chickens and carrying all this seed and grain, and he go down to the local market because he could have took that and went and started his own farm, but he didn't want to do that. He went and traded that in for some gold coins, some silver coins, a nice change of clothes, a donkey, and a ruby ring. The owner of the marketplace, which would be like a pawn shop today, asked him, would you like to invest in the pawn shop? He said, nope, just give me all my money. The owner said, well, this is a lot of stuff here. You should invest, and that way you can come by periodically and get your cut. He was like, nope, just give it all to me. I'm leaving this place. I ain't coming back. So he came with all that stuff, and he was able to leave with everything on a donkey. Let that marinate. He showed up to that flea market pawn shop with a bunch of workers, with a bunch of animals, cow, grain, tomatoes, potatoes, whatever else they had. But when he left, it all fit on a donkey. And he went and started running through the countryside. And the further he went, the less he saw of his town, the less he saw of his people. So he came across an inn that belonged to the heathens. And he went in and he checked his donkey at the stable, made sure that he tipped the groomkeeper to keep his donkey looking nice, keep it clean. And he went in and got him a room, the biggest one there. And he went upstairs and took his chest full of gold and silver coins and put it in the corner. And he started grooming himself to go down to the bar that they had there. Yes, they had bars back then. And so he walked in there like a superstar, throwing gold coins around. The loose women in there, the prostitutes, they came and hung around him. And he had a good old time. And he had been there about a month, just throwing money around. And finally, it was this one woman that he wanted, but she played hard to get. So he finally convinced her to let him come over her house. When he got there and he took his clothes off, her husband showed up with a sword, and he had brought her he gave her the nice ruby ring. So he got run out of there, and the man cut his clothes. So he was shamed running back to the hotel, but he bought some more clothes, and things went back to usual, and he forgot about it. Then one day, he woke up and went over to the chest to grab a gold coin or a silver coin. There wasn't nothing there. Virtual hug back near. There wasn't anything there. He said, uh-oh. So he went and tried to sell his horse, but he didn't get much for it. He tried to sell the other things that he belonged. He didn't get much for it, but he went back and still partied at the hotel like he always had done. He woke up the next day, and the people came by and said the rent was due on the room. So now he don't have no transportation. He don't have no room to stay in. He was the money man, so ain't nobody gonna give him a coin. And so he had to leave. And he was walking and wandering around town, and he saw a heathen farm owner. And he asked him, did he have a job that he could do? The man said, I got one opening for somebody to look after the pigs. Now, y'all know in the Jewish community, pigs are like the worst thing, like the bottom of the barrel. You know, you can't have that swine. Even the smell of swine is supposed to make Jews' faces turn up. Man said, I'll give you a penny a week to take care of these pigs and feed them. So he's sitting there working with these pigs, feeding them that sloth. And he was starving. He was starving so bad his stomach was growling. And he was about to eat some of the slop that the pigs was eating. You got to remember now, the pigs is the lowest thing on the totem pole as far as the Jewish people go. That's the bottom of the barrel. That's almost like American people eating poop. It's the lowest thing on the totem pole. And he was about to eat it. And then he realized, wait a second. My father is rich. Even though I wasted half of his money, he's still rich. And he said, I don't know if I should go home because he might not accept me, seeing how I went out there and wasted half of his money. But then he looked at the slop again and the pigs. And he said, you know what? I'm going to go home. Now, I want to stop right here. There are some of you that are alienated from your families. You've done something to them. They've done something to you. When will you let it go and go home? When will you let it go and go home? Some of you have done some terrible things. Some of you have had terrible things done to you. And for whatever the reason, you left. But when will you go home? Have you done something so bad that your relatives can't forgive you? Have you done something so bad that something been done so bad to you that you can't forgive your relatives, that you can't go home? It should never be that way. You think that people are thinking about what you did. No, they're not. You think that people that done stuff to you are thinking about what they did. No, they not. Only you are thinking about it. And only you are held prisoner in your life because you won't come confront either the people that you hurt or the people that hurt you. So you go confront the bottle. You go confront drugs. You go confront gambling. You go confront anything other than going to confront the person or the people that hurt you or that you hurt. But those people are living their life. They're not thinking about you. Maybe a once in a, hey, I wonder whatever happened to such and such. I wonder how they doing. And that's it. But you worried about them to the point that you destroying your life. Do what this young man did. Swallow your pride and come home. Swallow your pride and come home. So this young man left the pig farm and he started walking. And he walked and walked and walked. Remember now, he came on a donkey. The donkey did the riding. He walked to the point that his sandals were starting to wear out. His fancy clothes were looking dirty. He walked and walked. He slept in the grass, got up and walked again and walked. Just as he thought he was going to pass out, he started seeing stuff that looked familiar. And anybody that ever lost their bus ticket, anybody that ever lost the cab fare, and you had to walk home, you know that when you start seeing stuff that look familiar, your pace pick up a little bit. You be like, oh, so far away. And then you go, hey, there go to Mom and Pop shop. Hey, there go to Johnson's house. You pick up. So he started to pick up and started walking faster. And then that exhaustion hit. And he was about to hit the ground when his father saw him, ran up and caught him. He told his father, I have sinned. I have wasted your money. I will work for you. Just please let me come home. The father was so happy that his son came back. See, if you're religious, when you let your children go from your sight, you pray for God to watch over them and so that they can return to you in one piece so that you can restore them. And that's what the father did. He had the servants wash him up. They put some new clothes on him, put a necklace around him, put a ring on his hand. He told them to get the biggest, fattest cow or bull and prepare it for the feast. It's going to be a party. My son left, but my son has come home. He's in one piece. So people was dancing and partying, and the younger son was working in the field. He come up and go, what the hell is going on? He come back and he see his brother sitting there dancing with everybody. He got mad and went in the house. Now the father saw this, and the father came in and said, hey, your brother has returned. Happy days. Come on out and celebrate with us. The son said, he left and he took half of what we had and wasted it. Why are you happy for him to return? So the son is like, look, I've been staying here with you working. He took half of our stuff, went out there and wasted it on the heaters, messing around with prostitutes, getting drunk, doing all kinds of stuff. I've been staying here faithful to you, yet you let him back in here, and he's going to be able to take half again when you die. How the hell is that fair? And the son is right. The son is right. He has a good point. His older brother took half of what they had, went out there and wasted it. And he's going to inherit half again. He's only going to inherit a third. But he's been there the whole time working diligently. While the oldest son was out there frolicking. So he's right. The father said, you know, you got a good point, but your son went out into the world. Your son went out there with the demons. Your brother went out there with the demons and he came home. No damage. Normally, when you go mess with the demons, you get damaged. Whether it's mentally, physically, you get some kind of scars. I love both my sons, and I got both my sons back. And if you decide that you want to go out there and test the waters, if you decide you want to go out there and sow your royal oaths, I have to give you the same opportunity. Son said, you know, would never do nothing like that. But if you did, you got the same opportunity that he has. So stop being mad. Come on, come see your brother. You ain't seen your brother in I don't know how long. Come see your brother. Let's go out there and have some fun. And when he went back there, they both eyed each other. And you know, the older brother had that like embarrassed look, like, you know, that guilty look. And the son also said, I've been here with you the whole time, working diligently. But when my friends come over, you never get the fatted cow for me and my friends, but you get it for my half-dead brother that go out there and wasted all our money up. I forgot to mention that part. So after an awkward moment, they embraced and they had a good time. They started dancing and partying and eating. But the moral of that story is, no matter what you've done or what's been done to you, the worst thing you can do is to run away and stay away. If it's a bad situation and you got to get out the house, say you've been molested or something, okay. But at some point, you should be able to come face your accuser. I mean, face the person that did something to you. But not spend your life drinking, getting high, trying to forget the abuse. It's better to come and deal with that issue. Now let's see how close I was. Because y'all know I like to do everything on my own, and then I like to see, what do other people say? So first, let's go look at the verse. Oh, y'all notice that we on the Hangouts, right? Either it started over or this computer has the Hangouts that I paid for and the other one doesn't. It's one or the other. But I know on the computer out there, I can't do Hangouts, but I can do it here. So let's share screen. All right. All right. Y'all can see that? Yes, you can. All right. Let's take a looky. Luke 15:11-32. The parable of the lost son. Jesus continued, there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, Father, give me my share of the estate. So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had and set off for a distant country and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the other son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. Your brother has come, he replied, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has them baked safe and sound. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him, but he answered his father, look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours, who has squandered your property with prostitutes, come home, you killed a fatted calf for him. My son, the father said, you were always with me and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and he is found. I don't know about y'all. I personally like the story that I dreamt. I thought that was a better story. No offense to Jesus. I think I told a better story. What do y'all think? Seriously, what do y'all think? I think I told a better story. What do y'all think? I think my dream was more action packed. What do y'all think? But like I said, how many people are out there wandering around because they're hurting? They've been hurt or they have hurt their loved ones and they are just out in the world. No direction. Falling into this, falling into that. Going with whoever will accept them. Doing things to make them forget. Using alcohol and other things to make them forget. How many people in the world are like that? Are any of you dealing with that right now? Have you been hurt by someone close to you and you ran away? Or somebody hurt you and they've run away? Instead of running, why not come deal with the issue. Instead of trying to bury it in alcohol, instead of trying to bury it with drugs, instead of trying to bury it by doing crazy acts like bungee jumping and laying in the middle of the street, daring the cars to run you over, gambling, shoplifting. People do these things because they're hurting. They hurting on the inside. And I always tell y'all, the one thing about people that's hurting on the inside, they never hurt the people that hurt them. They always hurt innocent people. People that's hurt others. Until you deal with the hurt, you're going to pass it on to others. If some of you are lost right now, get your courage together and come home. If some of you are lost right now, get your courage together and come home. But before you go home, there's one thing you can do. You can come to Jesus. Confess to Jesus how you feeling. And let him give you the strength to go confront whatever it is that's bothering you. If you got Jesus with you, there ain't nothing you can't do. Let's see what somebody else had to say. You heard what I had to say. You heard what Jesus had to say. I picked somebody out at random. Let's see what they had to say. Keep in mind, this is at random. So I don't know what we get ready to look at. Your guess is as good as mine. What I say match up what they say. You heard what I say. You heard what Jesus said. Let's see if it match up. Okay. The prodigal son, a lesson on God's unfairness. What? The story of the prodigal child, Luke 15:17-24, which was proclaimed at liturgy earlier this Lent, is perhaps one of the most beloved parables regarding repentance and forgiveness. The richness of the teaching within grows as one takes the time to peel back the layers. At its most obvious, this parable shows a parent's willingness to forgive and to embrace the child who had lashed out and who had hurt them deeply. The younger son insulted his father by asking for his inheritance while the father was still alive. This act said to the father that he was, in the eyes of his son, now as good as dead. Then he went off and squandered the inheritance through wild living. Coming back to the father was an act of desperation for the son. He was homeless and destitute. The father stood vigil, watching for his son to return. He never gave up hope. He rejoiced and called for rejoicing among his family and friends at his son's eventual return. And then there's the perspective of the younger son. Like him, we might have taken a long journey and become painfully aware of our failings. And St. Paul's words, we have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, Romans 3:23. If we had to stand before God on our own merit, we will fall short of God's laws. Mercifully, forgiveness and redemption are freely offered to all who humbly seek it. Just as the Father rejoiced over his son that was lost, but then was found, we read in Luke that all of heaven rejoices over one repentant sinner. I tell you that in the same way, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who needs no repentance. Luke 15-7. By looking to the parent in our parable, we also see our own need to forgive. We sin and are sinned against over and over again. If we are to follow the parent's example, we should not only be willing to forgive, but we should forgive joyfully and without hesitation. This is not an easy task. There are situations in my own life where I need to forgive, and I tell myself I'm working on it. Someday after I work through it, maybe then I will be able to forgive. What would have been the outcome of the prodigal child parable if the father had sent his son away while he worked on being able to forgive him? It would have been a very different story and much more to the liking of the other son. When the father greeted the prodigal son with open arms, the obedient son was not happy. He began to pout and to wring his hands in disgust. This turn of events was not fair at all. He was the good son and was entitled to more of his father's favor. He was the one entitled to an extravagant party because, after all, he had never strayed and had worked on his father's land every day for years. Even though it's sometimes easy to have these feelings of entitlement, after all, I am a good person. On second thought, what am I really entitled to from God? I've been asked to keep God's commandments, but I've continually fallen short of perfection. Isn't it odd that sometimes we don't even feel like trying to be perfect? But then when we are in good company, recall the words of St. Paul when he said, "For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do. This I keep on doing." Romans 7:19. As imperfect beings, everything we receive from God is a gift, undeserved but freely given. I think all of us at one time or another has been in position to identify with each of the three characters in the parable of the prodigal son. All of us have sinned, granted forgiveness to another, and felt a sense of entitlement. The parable teaches us how to deal with these different facets of ourselves. The parable also teaches us that God is not fair. Rejoice in thanksgiving that God is not. A fair God will give us only what we deserve and would offer forgiveness only if we were able to freely forgive others. Instead, we have a God who loves us unconditionally and makes forgiveness and redemption available for the asking. All right. Anybody have any questions or comments? That person made a very good point, and it was the point that I was making. The son that stayed had a very good point. Very good point. And my dream was wrong. I thought it was the older son. It was the younger son. So he only took a third of what they had, not half. That's the only difference. I still think that my story was better. But that's my opinion. I thought that my story was better. Had more action, took you there. But that's my opinion. Y'all got your own. But don't miss out on it. You got three main characters in the story. You got the two sons and the father. The first son did not want. He did not want. Remind me of Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, the first one. When Eddie Murphy had a wife picked out for him, he didn't want her. Because every time he asked her something, whatever you want, my king. What's your favorite color? Whatever your color is, my king. What's your favorite movie? Whatever movie you like, my king. He's like, man, I don't want that daggone robot. All she good for is bouncing on. She can't keep me company. She can't touch my intelligence. And I'm but a daggone pretty robot. And that's why he came to America to find his bride. His father wasn't happy about it, but he let him go. Father was not happy about it. And then when he found out, he was like, who this woman? But the father had to realize that that's what his son wanted. If he wanted his son to be happy, he was going to have to concede. Same situation. This son was not satisfied to be on the farm, even though he was in a lap of luxury. Didn't have a care in the world. He wanted to go out and see the world. He was one of them, what they call them, kindred spirits. He had to go see for himself. You know, sometimes you tell somebody what the world is like and how cruel it is, and they, it ain't that bad. I can handle it. And he had to go out there and find out. He ain't ready for that world. He ain't built for that world. And you got a lot of teenagers that run away from home. And they think that they built to live on the street. And they wind up being used. And wind up being put on heroin. And wind up being used to have sex with old men. Male or female. And then they want to come home. They see, they thought they were so bad at home. But when they came out into the real world, they found out the real world is 10 times worse. And they want to come home, but they're too embarrassed. They want to come home, but they're too ashamed. They want to come back. I remember Richard Pryor as Mudbone said something that I never forgot. He said he saw a young boy sassing his mother, and the mother kept saying, wait till your father come home. And he said, shoot, you need to put him out. Put him out into the real world for 3 or 4 weeks. I bet you he come back saying, yes, ma'am. But some people will leave and will not come back. But they won't deal with the issue of why they left. They won't deal with it. And you see them sitting in the corner sometime. And you want to ask them what's wrong, and they tell you nothing. It is something wrong. And they can't escape it. And that's why they try to drink it away. They try to do drugs because it makes them feel good. They might go have sex with a bunch of people because it's something new, and it takes their mind off of it. When are we going to just stop running and come home? Come deal with the issue. This young man made a mistake, and it took for him to hit rock bottom. And he hit rock bottom. The rock bottom wasn't when he ran out of money. The rock bottom wasn't when he had to sell his horse. The rock bottom wasn't when he had to work with the pigs. His rock bottom was when he was actually about to eat some of the slop that the pigs ate That was his rock bottom. Like, don't I'm about to eat this mess. My dad going, father workers eat more than they can eat. Oh, why am I sitting here about to eat some slop? That was his rock bottom. What's your rock bottom? What is your rock bottom? My rock bottom was not passing out in the middle of a busy street, right on a yellow line. Luckily, nobody ran me over. And I was able to get back in the car and drive myself to the hospital. I eventually got back up. And what had I done? Hadn't had a cigarette in a week. And I broke down and bought a pack. And by the third cigarette, I was laid out in the street. I was in the hospital for 9 days. Do you know, when I came out the hospital, you know the first thing I did? Because the car was still it was still in the garage. That pack of cigarettes was still there. And you know what? I went on and lit one. I hadn't hit rock bottom. And it kept happening. But you know, when I hit rock bottom, when I had got the flu from my lady friend and I dropped her off at the hospital and I went and bought a pack of cigarettes. And I smoked that pack of cigarettes. And the next day, I woke up not even being able to breathe. I had pneumonia. It turned into pneumonia. And it was in my lungs and they couldn't get it out. And I came out the hospital. They had me in the ICU for days. I came out the ICU and I found a job driving old people around. And I had to pick up 2 old ladies. Both of them not even 120 pounds. Just itty bitty women. They had tanks, oxygen tanks, taller than they were. And normally somebody would be out there to help them. There wasn't nobody. So I had to help them and carry that thing up the steps. And I kept getting tangled in the wires because I'm trying to help the old lady and get this heavy thing up the steps. And then I realized, if I keep smoking, this could be me. It's hard enough to defend yourself when you ain't got to drag around this thing. How are you going to sleep and not get tangled in all these wires? How could you have sex and not get tangled in all these wires? If somebody wanted to get you, all they had to do was get a pair of scissors and cut the wire to your oxygen tank. And then do whatever they want to you. That was my rock bottom. I couldn't imagine having to drag that thing around. And if they had tanks that was almost as big as them, what size tank would I have? You imagine if you wanted to get on a roller coaster, you would have to get a seat for yourself and the tank. If you were going to take a cab, you had to have a seat for the tank and a seat for you. That was my rock bottom. What's your rock bottom? What is your rock bottom? When are you going to stop running? When are you going to come to Jesus and ask him to help you? When are you going to stop trying to do it on your own? That's my question. When? When are you going to stop running? You did something to somebody or somebody did something to you and you're running. But them feelings, them emotions are still there. That hurt is still there. And you're trying to bury it with activities. You're trying to bury it with drugs. It's still there. When will you stop running and address it? When will you stop running and address it? Anybody have anything they like to add? There's 5 of y'all here. Anybody have anything like to add? Is there anybody that's out there running for something? Is there anybody that need help? Anybody? All right. Let's see what's going on with the news. I wish I was on the other computer because there was something that happened with me and the nurse yesterday in her office, and I wanted y'all to hear it. I got a scam call. Y'all should watch how I handled them.
We begin now with a suspect under arrest and new information on the victims in a dumping on San Francisco's busy Market Street.
KPIX 5's Kenny Choi is live in San Francisco with the late breaking details. Kenny?
We have obtained a photo multiple witnesses say is of the stabbing suspect. And just hours ago, San Francisco police identifying 54-year-old Patrick Thompson as the man they say attacked 2 elderly women waiting for a bus right behind me and then simply walked away as if nothing happened.
Really bad on the right shoulder blade.
Eric Young was helping his aunt at Union Square Flowers when they both noticed a man wielding a large knife and approaching the bus stop just feet away.
He was behind her and did like this, and also the feathers of the jacket just dried out.
Police say an 84-year-old family members identified as Chui Fong Eng and a 63-year-old Asian woman both suffered multiple stab wounds.
We're hopeful that she'll pull through. She's very strong, so we're all praying.
So I saw her with a knife.
Seconds after the attack, Young snapped this photo while following this man. Multiple witnesses confirm as the person who stabbed both women and identified the black and yellow bag he was carrying.
Yep.
That's what you know.
Absolutely.
All you see is just a big silver part in his hand and just kind of like brass knuckle style, because it's over the knuckle, and he just slowly puts it in and just walks off.
A military style knife.
How long was it?
Oh man. Honestly, I saw brass knuckles on the end of it. I couldn't tell you how long it was because a part of it was still in her.
SFPD obtained surveillance video and says a photo helped identify Patrick Thompson, who police say lives nearby and has been booked on 2 charges of attempted murder and elder abuse.
That was a hate crime. He didn't rob them. He just hurt them. So what else could it be?
We're not heroes. We just want to make sure where he's going so we can give some information.
But they didn't deserve that. That's someone's grandmother. That's someone's mother.
Kenny, I'm sure police are still gathering evidence in this case. Is there any word from the district attorney's office on this attack?
Ken, the district attorney's office says that it is still collecting evidence from San Francisco police, but it expects to announce charging details tomorrow, and that a court appearance for Thompson could happen as early as Friday morning. As for the victims' families, they say that they are still in shock, but they have been upgraded. They are still in the hospital tonight, but are recovering from now non-life-threatening injuries.
Looking for a Google Ads agency.
We actually covered that story, and I must say, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted because that man sat there. He sat there and watched that woman get stabbed, and that man's back was prone wide open to him. He could have jumped on that man and kneed him in the back and pummeled him, but instead, he went out the door and left that woman to get stabbed. And then he got the nerve to take a photo. He's following the man, taking a photo. Why he didn't pick up something and bust that man in the back of his damn head? You had the evil prone in front of you, and you choose to do nothing. You had that man laid out prone in front of you, busy with that old woman, and you didn't pick up nothing and bust him in the back of his daggone head. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed. You had the evil in front of you, laid prone, and you still did nothing. Sad.
We begin with the verdict from Rome. Ken Bastida is following the case of two Bay Area men accused of killing an Italian police officer. Ken?
Yeah, Elizabeth Allen, after a long trial, the two friends were found guilty, and one seemed absolutely stunned by the verdict. Leaning forward, Finnegan Lee Elder hung his head in the courtroom. At one point, he angrily wiped away a tear as the verdict was announced. A rogue jury finding him and his former Tam High classmate, Finnegan Lee Elder, guilty of killing a police officer following a botched drug deal in 2019. The officer's widow, consoled by family members in the courtroom, Elder and Natalie Yorth immediately sentenced to life in prison in a case followed closely across Italy. The two friends from Marin met up in Rome on a summer vacation, and after a night out, they went to buy drugs, but say they were cheated as undercover officers were called. Investigators say Elder stabbed Mario Cerciello Rega nearly a dozen times with a 7-inch military-grade knife. Elder and Natalie Yorth claim self-defense, that they believe the officers were drug dealers out to assault them. Cerciello Rega died a short time later in a hospital. And his funeral touched off anger and mourning across Italy. This evening, his grieving wife called her late husband a wonderful man, a servant of the state, deserving of honor and respect. The jury deliberated for 12 hours before returning the verdict. Elder and Natalie Yorth were led away to begin their sentence. Elder's father, who was in the courtroom, had no comment as he left his son behind. Elder's father did tell his son he loved him as he was being led from the courtroom. The punishment handed down was Italy's toughest sentence.
And they deserve it. They deserved it. Should have been told death row. They got off easy.
Crimes Task Force is investigating an attack involving this woman, and police need help finding her. Investigators say she told a 50-year-old Asian woman to get off her train, saying she did not belong here, and then slapped her in the back of the head. The attack happened April 19th on a southbound D train. Both women got off of the train at the 9th Avenue and Atlantic Avenue station. If you recognize her, call NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline. The phone number is 1-800-577-TIPS. Katie Johnston for CBSN, New York.
This Asian hate is getting ridiculous. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Well, go ahead and play it.
New exclusive surveillance footage of another brutal attack in San Francisco. Now, this one was captured at Gus's Market.
Oh, they don't have one here?
On Friday. Check this out. Police
What the heck?
Father who was pushing his 1-year-old child in a stroller was suddenly beaten to the ground. He was hit in the back. He was hit in the head more than a dozen times. And police were patrolling the area and were able to luckily quickly arrest a 26-year-old suspect. That victim tells KPIX5 he's shaken up, but on the mend, and the baby was not hurt.
That don't make no sense. Can we see that again?
And we are getting new exclusive surveillance footage of another brutal attack in San Francisco. Now, this one was captured at Gus's Market in Mission Bay on Friday. Check this out. Police say an Asian father who was pushing his 1-year-old child in a stroller was suddenly beaten to the ground. He was hit in the back. He was hit in the head more than a dozen times. And police were patrolling the area and were able to luckily quickly arrest a 26-year-old suspect.
Now, I'm going to say something that might make some people mad, and if it do, call in. And let's talk about it. I'm about to say something that's going to piss some people off. You can get mad all you want. You can get mad all you want. Why is it that when black people bank people, the people get right back up? Now, I remember one of the first things that I saw in this sector was a Tommy Sotomayor video where there was a black guy that went to Rome. Isn't it amazing? Went over to Greece with some of his white neighbors, and they chased them down and they caught the black man. It took them 6 seconds to kill that black man. 6 seconds. We just saw a video where a young man stabbed a police officer and killed him. Once again in Greece and Rome. Why is it when they attack somebody, they kill them? But by the same token, I showed y'all a video years ago of where a man got attacked by a gang of teenagers, male and female. They beat that man. They had a skateboard, and they were beating that man in the head with the skateboard. That man got back up and was on the train the next day. We saw the video and we saw the follow-up story to where a man stabbed 2 elderly Asian women multiple times. The women are still alive. Hold on, y'all. Hello? Hey, what's going on?
Hey. I got your message. Hey.
I'm listening. The woman Joanna sent me. Can you
hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, the signal is. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Say what you gotta say. Hello? What? Why you hang up? What? Hello? Okay, he didn't call me. He must have called me on the WhatsApp. Hello?
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh. I got your message. So, the lady would send the body back to you.
Right. And I told her that when she sent it, to send y'all the tracking number so y'all can call and verify it. And then y'all can talk about the refund.
Okay. But here the things. She wants to know who will pay for the charge for the ship. You can tell her when he send the bike and take a picture to you, and we will give her the payment cost.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell her that.
Okay.
I had already told her that when she got the tracking number, but I'll tell her about the picture that you want to see a picture of of her at the place shipping the bike.
Confirm he shipped the bike. Yeah. So you can let her take a photo when he send the bike.
Okay.
Checking number.
Alrighty, and I'll do that right now. I'll let her know.
Okay. You can try to contact her. And another good news. There's a lady bought a PX5 from Amazon. Yeah. She mentioned your name. So I give her a free shipping, but she doesn't respond me. I need to confirm. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
For your hard work.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure I got that right. You said there was a lady that wanted to buy a bike, and you offered her.
He has he set up an order in Amazon Pay, and he mentioned your name, the coupon code. Yeah.
All right.
So, I will give her free shipping, and also we give you the $50 to you.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
So thanks for your hard work. Yeah.
Okay. Since the website is down, can you set me up with an Amazon affiliate link?
That's no problem. We fix it. If we fix it.
No, I'm asking you. Can you get me an Amazon affiliate link? What's going on? Something's wrong. Oh Lord, come. Wait a minute. Is there another call coming in? It hung up. Shucks. I don't know which one is which. Hello? Hello? Hey, I'm here. This WhatsApp is shaky. It keeps disconnecting, but I'm here. I was asking you, is there any way I could get an Amazon affiliate link, and maybe I can start sending the people to buy the bike on Amazon until the website back up?
No, I don't recommend that because the Amazon, I just told you that will take 50% call.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did say that. Okay, yeah. You said Amazon take 150 off, right?
I also want you to pass our product in our website, so we the customer will have a good price. Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there any news on when the website gonna be back up?
Yeah, we now solving the problem.
Okay.
If you test it in few days, when it's done, I will tell you.
Okay. And when you get the website back up, I'm gonna need a coupon code for it's a couple more bikes that I've been pushing on the channel. I'll let you know what they are. I believe the monster and the monster and the G6. I believe. I mean the PS6 and the monster mid drive. I've been trying to push those. But I've been waiting because the site's not up. But when you can get the site back up and I get the coupon code, I'm gonna start pushing those, so we can see how many we can sell.
Thanks for your hard work. Okay.
All right. Hey, I appreciate the opportunity.
So, I will send you a message. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to work now. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. Hold on now. Just talk to the sellers. Sellers. Okay. So sorry about that, y'all. Why did you say oh dear? Why did you say oh dear, Nia? So for all the people that say I'm lying or I'm faking or whatever, even though the website is down, we sold the bike. The people went to Amazon and got it. So I wonder how many other bikes have I sold that they couldn't get on the website. So hopefully they'll get the website back up. And hopefully this lady will ship the bike and they'll give her money back. And I'm going to look at her bike and my bike and determine which one is in the better shape. And then I'll start trying to sell the one that I don't keep. And in the meantime, we'll have a spare battery until we sell that second bike. Whether it be the bike I have now or whether it be the bike that she's sending me, whichever one, I'm going to keep one and I'm going to sell the other one for them. And it's not going to be a hard sell. Because y'all seen me out and about and y'all seen everybody likes the bike. So it's not going to be hard to sell it. I'll be able to sell that myself. I just got to find out from them what price. Because I'm thinking around, if it's used, I'm thinking around $750. You know, I think that will be a good deal, $750. But we'll have to see what they say. You know. But anyway, as y'all can see, for those of y'all that say he lying and he ain't doing nothing, and you heard the man say several times, great job, great work. So, you know, for all the haters out there, let's get back to the news. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was saying, why is it? Nia says it was 20 minutes ago, reference the news story playing. Oh, okay. Sorry, dear. I wasn't expecting that phone call. I wasn't expecting that phone call. But I was saying, why is it that when black people attack, I guess it's a good thing. They don't kill nobody. People get right back up. But over there in Greece, they ain't playing, boy. When they jump on you, you ain't getting back up. When they jump on you, you ain't getting back up. How you stab an 83-year-old woman multiple times and she's still alive? I'm just asking. I'm not being funny. I'm just asking. People ain't as ferocious as you think. People in the United States ain't as ferocious as you think. You know. Uh-oh. Man seen on video stabbing teen on scooter.
Police need help finding this man who stabbed a teen on a scooter in the Bronx. The 15-year-old was sitting on his scooter when he says the suspect walked up and started arguing with him. During a fight, he pulled out a knife and stabbed the teen multiple times. He was taken to the hospital, treated, and released. The man police are looking for took off east on West Burnside Avenue. Anyone with any information is asked to call NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline. That phone number is 1-800-577-TIPS. Katie Johnston for CBSNewYork.com.
That don't make no sense. But hold on. Let's keep it going. Wait a minute. Let's keep it going. I'll get to that in a second. Hold on.
Changing world.
Let's keep it going.
Mother's rage in real time. Her fury on full display on Facebook Live.
This guy car in front of me just tried to kidnap my daughter. You're not going to get away with this.
It's a story you will see only on 2 tonight. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chris Gutierrez.
And I'm Christine Noel. Dominique has the evening off. That mother called police, hopped in her car, and then tracked that truck for nearly 15 minutes.
KPRC2's Courtney Zabowski is live now with the video and an interview with the woman who was behind the wheel. Courtney?
Chris and Christine, some scary moments here on Morton Road. A 13-year-old said she was just moments away from being kidnapped, and when her mom found out, she went into crime-fighting mode.
Facebook, I'm following this guy who just tried to kidnap my daughter.
She's a mother on a mission
The police are on the way.
to chase down the man who she says tried to kidnap her daughter, and she broadcasted it all on Facebook Live.
One less bad guy off the street.
That voice belongs to Fatima Bangura.
Mothers are fearless, and we could do anything.
It was 2 weeks ago on April 15th after school. Bangura's 13-year-old daughter was walking home from Maid Creek Junior High along Morton Road off Greenhouse.
And she's crying. She said, this guy just tried to pick me up. He asked me if I wanted a ride and told me to get in his car.
Khadijah picks it up from there.
I kind of blocked me and blocked my path.
The 7th grader says the man asked her a series of questions before she quickly called her mom.
He started following me, kept asking me for my name. I ignored him, and he's like, hey, how old are you? What's your name?
Bangura remembers rushing out of the house to pick up her daughter, jumping into the car, and together they followed the man for 15 minutes.
We're in trouble now, sucker.
The whole time in touch with police.
Now there's a police in between us.
Police caught up with the driver at Greenhouse and Cypress Creek. The spokesperson with the Harris County Sheriff's Office says deputies didn't arrest him because he didn't use physical force or forcible language.
What about the next one or the one before that? You don't even know.
But what she does know is he didn't take her daughter, and investigators now have this man on their radar.
And not this mother bear, not this one.
And deputies said that the man told them he was just trying to offer her a ride because he was not charged with a crime. We are not releasing his name. Maid Creek Junior High did send a notice to parents to watch out for a white Dodge Ram. We're live in West Harris County. Courtney Zabowski, KPRC 2 News.
Nah, you should release his name.
The news willing.
They're gonna pervert. They're not gonna release his name. Well, why are you protecting him? Why are you protecting the pervert? Why are you protecting the perv? He ought to be ashamed of himself. They're gonna pervert. 6 hours ago. All right, this was a unicyclist fatal hit and run. Well, they ain't telling us nothing, but that was a unicyclist hit fatal hit and run. Y'all don't realize how much y'all don't realize how much danger I be in when I be out there riding for y'all. But it is. Okay, so this is from the company. The video only got 71 views. I've already showed how to do that. I think I got more views for that. Okay, cool. Uh-oh. We going in my state.
I actually can't believe this. And she's just chilling back.
Well, call the ambulance. I mean, the fire department. Look at that beautiful house. You ought to be slapped. But nobody called the fire department. Look at that beautiful house. That's daggone shame. I was showing y'all all them pretty houses we had here in Maryland. Look at that. And he said, oh no, frightening. Eventually he will succeed. Yes. Daggone shame.
Upheaval in the drone industry as
Oops. That's daggone shame. Uh-oh. All right, 9 hours ago.
Well, police are asking for help in the search for a suspect wanted for assaulting and robbing a 69-year-old man in Brooklyn. This video shows the suspect following the victim into a building on Eastern Parkway Monday afternoon. Investigators say he put the man in a headlock before throwing him to the ground and taking his wallet.
Shame. Boy, they don't have any regard. 3 hours ago, breaking news. Breaking news.
When a man viciously began beating tourists who were simply walking down popular Collins Avenue. Now the man behind that surprise attack is behind bars. Local 10 News reporter Joseph Ojo is live on Miami Beach with the video. Joseph.
So imagine this, Nicole. You're walking along the sidewalk when a man randomly attacks you. Well, that was the reality for one couple, and the man who attacked them just walked away as if nothing ever even happened.
Man.
After days of searching for the man behind a random and unprovoked attack, Miami Beach police announcing they have their guy, Michael Albert. Albert is accused of beating up a couple, then casually walking away as if nothing happened.
It was very disturbing.
In this surveillance video from outside the Sherbrooke Hotel last Friday, you can see the couple walking along Collins Avenue when Albert gets up and randomly started to punch the man 10 times with his fist. As the man's companion tried to stop Albert from attacking, she was punched as well. Police say the male victim suffered multiple bruises and cuts to his face, while the woman had a swollen eye after being punched.
I feel especially bad for the visitors who are from the Northeast, and they've indicated that they'll never step foot on Miami Beach again.
Mitch Novick's cameras captured the whole ordeal. He says he's seen the suspect several times before last week's attack.
I really don't know much about the suspect, if whether he's homeless.
She threw some water on him. What that supposed to do?
Obviously, his mental problems.
City of Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency. This isn't the first time the spotlight has focused on Miami Beach. In March and April, Miami Beach gaining national attention for lawlessness, such as spring breakers jumping on top of cars and even unruly tourists being tased by police, to 2 men allegedly drugging, raping, and robbing a woman who was found dead. It's these incidents that make some residents feel police need to limit and monitor the crowds coming onto the beach, and they feel that the entertainment district needs to go. And we did reach out to the couple involved. They declined to comment. Albert is now facing battery charges. We're live on Miami Beach tonight. I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
What's going on in Florida? Go ahead and let that play too.
Meet Glowful.
Let's be sure it's not old. Yeah. I'll let it play.
The A1A, News 6's Molly Reed talked to that Good Samaritan about how he got involved.
Imagine you're on your normal daily commute to work in the morning when you're driving down the road and suddenly you see someone being attacked right next to you. That's what happened to Dylan Burst the other day here on A1A in Daytona Beach, and he jumped into action to get those women to safety.
I saw these 3 women run into the middle of the street. They were hysterical, screaming and crying.
It happened Monday morning around 8:30. The women on vacation here told police a man approached them at the bus stop on A1A. They said he spit at them and followed them when they walked away, eventually chasing them down this median.
That's when I saw a guy run up on them carrying a brick above his head, like a piece of cement, like a giant slab of cement over his head, and he spiked it down on top of them. And it landed right on the woman's leg.
Burr says he threw his truck into park in the middle of the road and jumped out. The women reported to police the man tried to steal their fanny pack after hurting them.
And I grabbed them. They didn't speak any English at all. I didn't know it. I just said, get in my truck as loud as I could. I said, get in my truck. And
Burr says he drove them a few blocks south and pulled over to call police.
It all pretty much broke down. I couldn't believe what I had just witnessed. And they obviously were in complete shock.
Burst rode with police to find the man, Malik Irving, who was arrested. Burst, who's only lived in Volusia County a few months, then continued his commute to work.
I don't see myself as a hero. I just reacted. I think anybody else would have reacted the same way. I was just there first.
Irving is still in jail and facing several charges. In Daytona Beach, Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
It is a good thing my man came along.
Oh my, okay, so it's an easy decision if it's someone you know, a family member, but a complete stranger or 2 strangers, I don't know if you would.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on,
exactly.
but he jumped in. I'm glad
Thank
he did.
goodness.
I gotta say, that's a beautiful woman, but that weave is suspect.
And new this morning, police trying to identify two men seen firing a gun while riding a dirt bike through the streets of Brooklyn. It happened April 20th at the intersection of Eldert Street and Wilson Avenue in Bushwick. The shots were fired in the middle of the afternoon around 4 p.m., but no one was hit. The two are wanted for reckless endangerment. Police are hoping someone can help identify them.
Man, that was whack. That was wiggity whack. And it wasn't old. It was only 16 hours ago. Uh-oh. Double shooting caught on tape. Let's get it.
Whether you're building dynamic network models or forecasting real-world behavior,
Oh, you got me. You got me.
book will walk you.
They got me with that commercial. All right, y'all. Get ready. Yeah. Oh, we're going to get flagged for that man Buckrat. He got a gun in his hand. Uh-oh. Prince George's County.
Homicide arrest. The pregnant victim, Jalen Quinones, was just 18. Her baby
Oh, yeah, we saw
was
this.
delivered afterward, and the family says the infant is fighting for her life tonight. Fox 5's Lindsay Watch joins us live from Upper Marlboro with this exclusive story. Lindsay.
Lauren and Tisha, we want to warn you about this video. There were two women who were shot, and the last you see of them, they are alive and they are running away. This is still very difficult to watch. Just such a cold-blooded crime, and it left a baby girl without a mother and a father in jail.
Pregnant until I turn around, check.
Jalen Quinones was excited to have her baby. A friend shared this TikTok video.
What are you doing, man?
She got so many pictures, so many videos, of her little belly bump.
Jalen's sister, her mother, and friends gathered where this young woman spent her last moments alive.
No matter how bad my day was going, she always found some way to make me smile, make me laugh.
It was just before 5 p.m. Tuesday on Southern Avenue near the D.C. Prince George's County line. You see a group hanging out around a car, people walking by, including a child. Just behind them, two women cross Quinn Street. About 15 seconds later, you see them come running back across the street as if someone called or texted them. They go up to the people around the car, greeting them, giving hugs. Keep eyes on the man in the white hoodie. The women aren't there long. They walk back the way they were headed, down Southern Avenue. Police say that's when Malik Johnson raises a gun and opens fire. The women running despite their injuries. We'll replay it back. When the shot is fired, people with Johnson seem to barely react. And then he just casually walks away the other direction on Southern Avenue. Police say Malik's brother, Michael Johnson, is believed to be the father of Jalen's child. Police say he was there at the scene and is charged as an accessory. The newborn remains hospitalized.
She's fighting for her life.
A third person arrested, Bianca McDuffie, is also charged as accessory to murder. Investigators are not revealing if she was here too.
The violence have increased in Prince George's County and in Washington, D.C. We have to do something about it.
That second woman who was shot did survive. Malik Johnson is charged with first and second degree murder, as well as 2 counts of attempted murder for that second victim and the surviving newborn baby girl, his niece. Back to you.
With that, let it go. I'm saying the news is just everywhere. It's just everywhere. Huh?
Dramatic video of a violent shooting has a D.C. neighborhood on edge. The video shows two men opening fire just feet away from two small children. 3 men were shot. Back tonight at 10. Dramatic video of a violent shooting has a D.C. neighborhood on edge. The video shows 2 men opening fire just feet away from 2 small children. 3 men were shot, 1 was killed.
It happened a week ago in Southeast, and tonight we confronted D.C.'s mayor in an attempt to get her response to the crime.
The victim's family also spoke exclusively to Fox 5 about the encounter. Here's Fox 5's Josh Rosenthal.
Recently posted on Instagram, the video is hard to watch. While we've blurred portions to cover the graphic violence, you can see an adult and 2 children on the left side of your screen. Suddenly, a car stops in the middle of 3rd Street Southeast, and police say 2 men with rifles open fire. 3 men are shot, and one of them, 26-year-old Raheem Murray, is killed.
I've seen a lot in 29 years with the Metropolitan Police Department, but I had never seen anything like that.
Dennis Ferris, a retired MPD officer, and Murray's stepdad.
I'm not going to sit here
crazy.
and paint the picture he was perfect, like so many parents. I can't believe this happened, and none of that. I can't believe the fact that this happened the way it happened. 3rd Street is notorious for shootings. Why there hasn't been anything done, I don't know.
We hope to get answers from the mayor, first asking to speak with her after this press conference. Her public relations staff said no and told us to ask our questions during this Q&A.
Mayor, Josh Rosenthal, Fox 5 DC. A question I would have preferred to ask you afterwards, but there's a video making the rounds right now.
Okay, we're talking about statehood. Any other questions?
Mayor, this video
questions about statehood right now. Any other questions from the press?
It shows a particularly heinous killing. Have you seen the video, and what would you say to families who live near this violence?
What I would say, and what I suggest you should say to your viewers, if they're watching a video that shows a crime, and I'm not sure what video you're referring to, is to please call MPD right away. 911. You can also text MPD anonymously, and somebody will give me the text line. I'm not remembering it right now because we need your help. 50411.
We have talked to police, and I tried to talk to you after this. Your staff knew this was coming, and I'm not trying to take away from the event.
Ask your question. What is your question?
What do you say to the families who live among this violence?
What I want everybody in the community to do is get in touch with us with information, because I assure you, someone knows who the perpetrators are, and they need to be brought to justice. Any other questions?
That's the textbook response, almost reading from a script.
Here's Fair's reaction to the mayor.
You can look at this video and tell she's not concerned. She actually has an attitude about the fact that you've been asked about. I'm so glad y'all bought this video, because she could care less. I got no problem saying it. Politics sometimes makes you insensitive. She's more concerned with DC statehood, and that was pretty obvious.
If you know anything at all about this deadly shooting, you're asked to please call police.
Josh, right now, what do we know about the suspects here?
Well, what is the mayor supposed to do? I don't understand why you think that. I'm just trying to understand why you think if the community don't help out, you retard any kind of justice. As long as people are afraid of evil and won't speak up, how do we stop evil? How do we stop it? You know, we sat there and we saw that crazy man attack that couple. And there was a person that was standing right there, and the crazy man almost ran into him. They threw their hands up over there. As long as you fear evil, evil will continue to run rampant. We know who these people are that are causing problems, and we don't say anything out of fear of retaliation. So the evil gets to survive, and not only survive, it gets to grow. If people started letting it be known, hey, if you do this here on my block, we ratting you out. Now, if one block do it, the evil might try to burn the block down. But if 20 blocks do it, how they going to burn down 20 blocks? Do you understand my point? If everybody take a stand, because a lot of the times, those are your relatives. Sometimes they are your children. And you sit there and act like you don't know nothing. But then when something happens to one of yours, then you want everybody to speak out. Somebody talk to me, I will listen. Talk to me. Stop making excuses for evil. Stop letting evil grow around you. Stand up to it. Let's take a look at our CV numbers. I almost forgot. It's 11 o'clock. We still got an hour. What a fifth? Yep. 33,321,244 known people that we know of have caught the coronavirus. How many people have succumbed to this dangerous disease? 593,148. I got my second shot yesterday, and my arm is killing me. It is literally killing me. We all know that California knows how to party in the city of LA, where they wish the gangs and the CV would go away. Hey, I'm talking about California. They got 1,557 new cases. They lost 47 people today. They got 1.7 million people walking around infected. Let's two-step on down to Texas. They got 2,384 new cases. They lost 58 people. They got almost 88,000 infected. Let's go to the Sunshine State, Florida. They got 4,394 new cases. They lost 93 people today. They got 394,000 infected. New York, you're a native New Yorker. You're a native New Yorker. New York, they got 2,511 new cases. They lost 52 people. They got 528,000 infected. Illinois, Chirac, Chicago, 2,410 new cases. They lost 33 people. They got almost 98,000 infected. It's time to go to Pennsylvania. They got 2,387 new cases. They lost 63 people. They got 106,000 infected. Can y'all see the stats? Yeah, y'all can see it. Georgia on my mind. I caught the midnight train to Georgia, and I'm bringing a CV that I bought from California. They got 1,018 new cases today. They lost 32 people. They got 155,500 infected. Ohio, they got 1,450 new cases, but they lost none. They got 31,000 infected, though. New Jersey, 2,528 new cases. They lost 49 people. They got 186,000 infected. Ain't nothing finer than the mountain hills of North Carolina. They got 1,468 new cases. They lost 21 people. They got 25,000 infected. Michigan, what up, though? They got 3,047 new cases in dirty Detroit. They lost 45 people today. They got 273,000 infected almost. Arizona, 742 new cases. They only lost 5. They got 20,000 infected there, though. Tennessee, Tennessee, they picked up 907 new cases. They lost 11 people. They got 11,000 infected. Indiana, I said, ooh-wee, somebody better find my hookah. They got 1,139 new cases. They lost 10 people. They got 23,500 infected. Massachusetts, they got 1,019 new cases. They lost 14 people. They got 21,500 infected. Virginia, 842 new cases. They lost 21 people. They got 598,000 infected. Wisconsin, 639 new cases. They lost 13 people. They got 9,000 infected almost. Missouri, or should I say Missouri, 633 new cases of the coronavirus, but they lost none. They got 55,000 infected though. Minnesota, 1,241 new cases. They lost 17 people. They got 13,000 infected. Ain't nothing finer than the coastal lines of South Carolina. They got 614 new cases. They lost 12 people today. No active stats. Alabama, I said Alabama, 331 new cases today. They lost 17 people. They got 180,000 infected. Colorado, or should I say Colorado, 1,611 new cases reported today, but they lost none. They got 116,000 infected though. Louisiana, 466 new cases. They lost 13 people, no active stats. All right, y'all, we coming to my state because y'all know ain't nobody caroling in my state of Maryland. I said ain't nobody caroling in my state of Maryland. We got 679 new cases. We lost 10 people today. Thank God I ain't one of them. We got 431,500 infected. Oklahoma, 252 new cases of the coronavirus, but they lost none. They got 10,500 infected though. Oh, shucky ducky, it's time to go to Mitch McConnell's state of Kentucky. 708 new cases. They lost 10 people today. They got 389,000 infected. Washington State, 1,395 new cases. They lost 16 people. They got 205,000 infected. Utah, quick draw McGraw. It's time to go to Utah. 480 new cases reported, but they only lost 2. They got 124,500 infected. Iowa, I owe her. I owe Iowa, 496 new cases reported today. They only lost 2. They got 125,500 infected. Connecticut, 609 new cases. They lost 7 people today. They got 29,000 infected. The fake Kansas, Arkansas, 298 new cases reported today. They only lost 2. They got 2,200 infected though. Nevada, 373 new cases reported today. They lost 7 people. They got 17,000 infected. You got M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I. Mississippi, 104 new cases of the coronavirus. They only lost 2. They got 3,600 infected in Mississippi. It's time to go to Kansas. Where's Dorothy and Toto at? Come on, y'all. let's sneeze on down the road. Come on, let's sneeze on down the road. When you got that COVID-19, you can't carry a load. Come on, let's sneeze on down the road. Kansas, 345 new cases reported today, and they lost none. They got 7,000 infected, though. Nebraska, 239 new cases of the coronavirus, but they only lost one. No active stats. New Mexico. I said New Mexico. They got 205 new cases today, but they only lost 2. They got 11,000 infected almost. Idaho, 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 202 new cases of the coronavirus, but they lost none. They got 78,000 infected, though. Oregon, 806 new cases. They only lost one. They got 27,000 infected. West Virginia, 405 new cases. They lost 12 people today. They got 7,100 infected. It's time to roll that R. Can y'all help me roll that R? I said Rhode Island. We can do better than that. Come on, y'all. Let's roll that R. Let's try this one more time. I said Rhode Island. 268 new cases. They only lost one. They got 137,500 infected, though. Let's go to South Dakota. They picked up 99 cases today. They only lost 3. They got 1,300 infected. It's time to go watch Tito Santana wrestle in the raggedy state of Montana. They got 140 new cases reported today, but they only lost 1. They got 1,000 people infected. North Dakota, 169 new cases reported today. They only lost 3. They got 990 people infected. Delaware. I said Delaware. 197 new cases today. They only lost 2. They got 8,400 infected, though. New Hampshire, 167 new cases reported today. They only lost 1. They got 1,800 infected. Alaska, 146 new cases of the COVID-19 virus, but they lost none. They got 8,500 infected, though. It's a pain to live in Maine. It's so mundane, plain, 'cause everything looks the same. Oh, it's so boring. It's bound to leave you snoring. It's a pain, a strain to live in Maine. It's so boring. It's bound to leave you snoring. It's a pain to live in Maine. Maine, 348 new cases. They only lost 1. They got 47,000 infected almost. Wyoming. 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 71 new cases of the coronavirus reported today, but they lost none. They got 496 active cases. District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., 55 new cases reported today. They only lost 3. They got 13,000 infected. It's time to go to our favorite island. Hawaii 5-0. they picked up 62 new cases. They only lost one. No active stats for the little island of Hawaii. It's time to go to Vermont country. I'm sorry. It's time to go to Nodhart country. Who used to watch Nodhart back in the day? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Nodhart country, the state of Vermont. They picked up 56 new cases of the coronavirus. And guess what? They lost none. They got 2,100 people infected, though. All right, y'all, we almost done here. It's time to roll that R. We almost done, y'all. We got to roll that R. I said Puerto Rico. Oh, we can do better than that. Come on, y'all. Let's roll that R. I said Puerto Rico. 397 new cases. They lost 14 people. They got 139,500 infected in Puerto Rico. Let's go to the little place of Guam. They picked up 12 new cases today. They only lost one. They got 99 people infected, though. United States Virgin Islands. They picked up 20 new cases of the coronavirus today, and they lost none. They got 75 people infected in the Virgin Islands. No stats for the Mariana Islands. I'm sorry. No stats for American Samoa. U.S. military picked up 639 new cases today, and we only lost one. Got 14,000 U.S. military people infected. Veteran Affairs, 329 new cases. They lost 11 people today. We lost 11 veterans. They got 3,700 infected. Federal prisons. How many prisoners? We picked up 7 new cases, but we lost none. They got 1,700 infected in the prisons, though. It's time to go to the reservations, to the Navajo Nation. I said the Navajo Nation. They picked up 7 cases of the coronavirus, but guess what? They lost none. They got 67 people infected on the reservation. Let's get to our totals. So far that we know of, we got 33,321,244 people that we have tested and know have had the coronavirus. New cases today, 46,129. Total deaths so far, 593,148 people. How many U.S. citizens died today? 743. How many people do we know of in these here United States that's walking around infected? You got almost 7 million. That's our stats for today, April 25th, Wednesday. Those are your stats. Whew, I'm out of breath. Nia said the numbers are dropping in some states. Well, Nia, I'm telling you, if you're going to get the virus, get it in the same arm twice. Don't get it in 2 different arms. If you right-handed, get it in your left arm. And if you left-handed, get it in your right arm. I got the shot in the left the first time. Yesterday, I got it in the right. And I'm a converted lefty. That's the only thing that saves me. I'm a converted lefty. Because my right arm is practically useless. And that's what I don't understand. When you first get it, you in there, you all right. It's like when the nighttime hit, when I was doing a show last night, that's when it started bugging me. And I thought, maybe I'll go to sleep. The humidity was up. I thought I'd go to sleep. I turned the air conditioning on. And I woke up. My arm was singing. I mean, it's been singing. But we've been dealing with it. My arm was singing though. I was like, God darn. Oh, I watched some videos because I realized that I didn't there's an adjustment you can make on the shocks, and to make them spring more. Cause after our bike ride yesterday, y'all know that I put that new handlebar on there and I couldn't get it to clamp down. I still can't get it to clamp down. But what I did was I took some string and I actually tied it. I tied it to the brakes and the wire that come through there. So it's pretty tight. So when we go out tomorrow, if my arm let me, because I don't know how I will carry the bike back up the steps if my arm keep being like this. That's why we didn't go out today. I wouldn't be able to carry the bike back up the steps. But I can't wait to go try. I fixed the second set of handlebars that we got. I rigged that up and I tied it down. I brought the seat up a little bit because it's only a few inches, but them inches matter. But I'm not taking full advantage of the suspension seat having it that low. So I raised it up some. So that means we're going to be tilted over. When we at the red light, we're going to be tilted over because I'm going to have to tilt the bike so that my feet touch the ground. So, and like I said, with that seat suspension, I had it halfway down into the stem. So we was only getting half of it. But I brought it back up. And the reason I put it down was those 2 inches don't mean much. But when your feet can't touch the ground, that's when it means something. So I'm going to have to lean over to either the right or left side or just hop down off the bike at the red lights. Instead of being lazy, I'm just going to, have to hop down and then, use one foot on the pedal and step up and get on the seat. And when I mount it, I'm just going to have to put it over to the, like I've been doing, go over to the curb and be up on the curb. And that way I can get my leg over. So until I can do some squats, that's what we're going to have to do. But I want my suspension back. And like I said, I fixed the front. I adjusted the shocks on the front for more travel. So I can't wait to go see the difference. But that ride yesterday, man, that ride yesterday was something. I mean, I took y'all through some of the most beautiful neighborhoods. But man, how they had all that money and spend no money on the street? I just don't understand it. $500,000 houses, $5 street. Yeah, I don't get it. $5 streets. But I had a lot of fun yesterday. Now, if this woman shipped this bike here, like I said, I'm going to look at the bike she's sending and my bike, and I'm going to figure out which one's in the better shape. And I'm going to keep that one. And we're going to sell the other one. But in the meantime of me trying to sell it, we got a spare battery. So we're going to be able to go even farther. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope the lady don't renege and actually shifts it. I hope that she doesn't renege on it and actually shifts it, because then we're going to be straight. We definitely going to be straight. I hope they get the website back up. And it's nice to know. Matter of fact, I need to PayPal want me to reset the password. That's not a problem. I'll do that when I get off of here and go watch the wrestling. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what Whoops. Did I do that? I don't know if we ended. I gotta always do something silly. Yeah, we still got half an hour left. Guess we can go and look at some more news. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Who? All right, y'all. This is an hour ago. Ain't that?
I didn't start with any grand plan.
That news. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I can't play that. I don't know who that is. That's the African diaspora. I don't know who that is. I don't want your flag for no reason. Yeah, she never came on. That was RE. Uh-oh, did we see this?
A subway station robbery caught on surveillance video. It happened Sunday at 14th Street and First Ave, shortly before 6 p.m. A 23-year-old woman was leaving the station when a man approached from behind, punched her on the side of the head, and then removed her backpack. The backpack contained an Apple laptop, computer, and credit cards. The victim suffered head swelling but refused medical treatment. Police hope someone will recognize the man involved.
Why would he take his mask off? He was doing some dumb stuff. All right.
News 4 Jack starts right now with a breaking news.
We'll let it play.
We continue to follow this breaking news. This body camera video just released by police within the past 90 minutes, showing the moments leading up to when an officer shot and killed a man at an Argyle Forest motel. Police say the man grabbed the officer's taser and stunned him, and the officer had no choice but to shoot. The family's attorney, however, says that's not what happened.
Since our 5 o'clock newscast, News4Jax reporter Eric Avanier combed through more of the video and joins us to walk us through it. Eric?
Yes, the video you are about to see is from Tuesday, March 30th. Now, it involves 2 officers who showed up to a hotel room in reference to a domestic violence call. They began talking to 32-year-old Michael Leon Hughes, who, according to police, had forced his way into the room and got into a dispute with his girlfriend. Now, they tell him it's time to leave, and then they ask him for his identification. There were words between Hughes and the officers that then turned into a fight.
I would leave if I was. No, it's too late. We told you 4 times you needed to go. What's your social? We're going to detain you until we can properly identify you. So you're not straight. I am. No, you're not. Back up. Don't touch me. Right, stop, buddy. Clean. Quit. Come on. Hey, what a punch! Stop resisting! Nope. She did. Nope. He did. She did. No! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Okay. He's reaching for my taser! He's reaching for my taser! He got my taser!
Now, later in the video, we hear 3 more gunshots. Now, what we don't see in the video is the video from the other officer's body cam. An attorney representing Hughes' family says the other camera malfunctioned. Now, coming up, Later tonight at 10 and 11, News for Jack's crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson weighs in on the video. Reporting live in the newsroom, Eric Avignon, Channel 4, the local station.
Let's keep it going. Hey, what the heck? You got body cam footage. We're going to look at it. Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
What's his name, man?
What's going on here? Oh, why it's not showing up? I wish somebody would tell me that y'all couldn't see nothing.
Yeah, we'll do our best, sir. Just do me a favor, stay right here.
I wish somebody would tell me y'all couldn't see nothing. Why y'all didn't say something? You know, help me help y'all. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, Larson, where are you guys at?
We're in Brown and Campbell. We're coming up.
I say that. You should be coming up to that street.
Wait a minute, something ain't right. Yeah, you can see it. So why it's not showing up on the why are they showing up on this?
To the rear of the White House. Yep, we're trying to get eyes on him now.
Stop that son of a bitch. He's
What?
Dude, drop the gun, man. Don't do it, man.
Wait a minute, are we live?
Stand by. Stay right there. Stop.
Hold on a sec.
Chris, I can't tell. I know he's got the gun, but I can't. Put it down.
Are we live?
He went behind the house. He's behind the house. Behind the house. I don't have visual. Guys, he's gonna pop out near you. He's over there, bro. Yeah.
He still has it.
I know. Put it down. Put it down. He's cocking it.
Yep.
Put it down, bro. Nobody has to get hurt tonight. Put it down. Put it down. Chris, I got nothing. I got him. Put it down, guys. Just drop it. Just drop it. Drop the gun. I don't see a magazine in it, but I don't know if it's. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Just put it down. Put it down. Put it down, guy. There's no reason for this. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. He's walking back to the front, guys. Coming towards you. Don't get crossfire. Watch the crossfires.
You said it at 11:32. It's 11:34 right now.
Chris, where you got him? Larson. Ebert. You got him? Easy. Stay there. Chris, there's a wall. Chris, hey, stop right there. I'm gonna hop behind you. Go. You're good, bro. Hey, keep those people inside. Have the PPO knock on the door. Keep them inside. I got lights on. Chris, easy. Yep. I got high. Nothing. Right, high. I don't know if he hopped up. Watch the height. Watch your high. Watch the high crowd. Watch your high. Brown rifle. Lars, Heber, what do you got over there? Hey, he's up. Watch up top. Watch up top. Watch up top. Watch high. Chris, behind you. Where you at? Chris, Heber, what do you got? Stay right there.
We gotta set up a perimeter, please.
Back on the street. Oh, back on the street. Heber, get that. Stop right there. I think it's loaded. Hey, drop the gun! Drop it! Drop the gun! Drop it! My cover. Watch that car. Watch that car. Here he is. Go to the truck. All right, I got cover. Keep moving. Move up, move up.
Guys, watch your fire. There's a lot of guys out here.
Watch your cover. No, he's got that. He put the handgun down. Drop it. Drop it. Put it down. Hey, move up to the next car. Move up to the next car.
We are back on you.
Ready? You got me? Yeah. Hey, put it down. Put it down. Nobody needs to get hurt. Put it down. Put it down, guy. Put it down. Put it down.
Put it down,
Just
guys.
put it down.
We don't want to shoot you, but we'll have to. We will if we have to.
Just put it down, guy.
Put down the gun. Just drop the gun,
You gotta
babe.
move up.
Please drop the gun.
Go. Yep, go. Put
Please
it down.
drop the gun.
Put it down.
Please drop the gun.
Put it down. Joe, what are we doing with this?
Put down
He's
the
pointing
gun.
this gun a lot at us.
No, shoot.
Put it down. Put it down.
He's pointing it. Drop the gun.
He's down.
Okay, shots fired.
Easy, 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 easy.
Yep.
Easy. Yep. Moving up. Moving up. Moving up. Moving up. Moving up. Yep.
You gonna take a commercial?
Next time.
Oh man. Oh, that was it. All right, this is the video that we missed.
I'm Ann Justice, Sergeant with the Phoenix Police Department Public Affairs Bureau. The information, audio, and visuals you are about to see are intended to provide details of an officer-involved shooting which occurred at 9 p.m. on June 16, 2020. The suspect involved in this incident has been identified as 27-year-old Donald Ward. Conclusions about whether the actions of the officers are consistent with department policy and the law will not be made until all facts are known and the investigation is complete. Officers of the Mountain View and Cactus Park precincts were called to an apartment in the area of 22nd Avenue and Indian School Road after 911 received several calls of a fight. Here is one of those 911 calls.
Phoenix 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yeah, can you send police officers?
I need an address.
22 West Indian School Road.
Is that an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the emergency?
The guy is beating the crap out of the girl, and they said he has a gun.
Okay, stay on the phone with me. Okay, we've got officers already started, okay? What's your first name, ma'am?
Oh my God! Get out of the house! Get out! Carlos, get out of the house! Get out of the house! Look, he just shot him. We live downstairs.
Okay, stay on the line with me, okay?
Get out of the house! Get out of the house! He just shot, and I don't want him shooting you. I don't know if he shot that girl or not.
Okay.
He shot off a round.
How many shots did you hear?
He shot like, I believe it's 2 so far that I've heard.
Okay.
In addition to the other 911 calls, a call was received from the victim where she was heard pleading for her life. The dispatcher tried to obtain information from her, but the victim could only be heard screaming. Here's a portion of her 911 call.
Phoenix 911, where's the emergency? 911, where's the emergency? Hello? Ma'am, where are you? Ma'am, I need to know where you are. Yeah. What apartment are you in? Hello? Hello?
The phone line remained open for several minutes as the victim continued to plead for her life. Additionally, the dispatcher believed gunshots had been fired, and this was also reported by at least one other caller. When the first two officers arrived on scene, they located the apartment and attempted to make contact.
Phoenix Police! Phoenix Police! Phoenix Police, if you're in there, just come out. We just need to make sure you're okay.
Hey, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to evacuate, okay? We got an issue over here. Yeah, on this neighbor right here. So if you guys can grab some shoes real quick.
The officers then met with additional responding officers to develop a plan to make contact. That's when they heard a shot from inside of the apartment.
Oh, there you go. That's inside. All right. Hey, we got shots fired inside. We're gonna move the team up. Don't get in front of the door. Bunker up that window and take that window. Make announcements.
Phoenix Police Department, come out with your hands up now!
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold. Screaming. All right, move.
Go.
Move.
Go.
Nice and easy.
Nice
Move
and
towards
slow.
the screaming.
Nice
Guns
and
up
slow.
for somebody.
Hey, what? That door's closed, so we're gonna take this one right here. Come with me. Right to the left.
Hey, pick up that right room.
That right? That room is right.
As the officers were working their way through the apartment, they saw what looked like bullet holes in the walls.
Hey, gotta get to that door. There's a bullet hole right through here.
All right, move the bed. Bunker up on that door. Hey, take that door. We're surrounded.
Phoenix Police! Hey, you have door to your left, 2 holes in it.
As the officers were outside of the bathroom door, they could hear the female pleading for help. While forcing the door open, the officers heard the female screaming that he had a gun to her face, and they heard a gunshot.
Nope. It's me.
Watch out.
Stop. Here, what? Gun down. Here.
God darn.
Officers fired at Ward, striking him and ending the threat. Here's the shooting from another angle.
Nope. It's me. Here, what? Gun down. Here.
God darn.
During the encounter, the victim was able to lay on the ground, and 2 of the officers were able to position themselves between her and Ward. The victim was not injured by any gunfire, and there were no injuries to any other community members or officers. Donald Ward was pronounced deceased at the scene. It was learned that the victim and suspect had been dating for several months, and there was a previous history of domestic violence. Ward's gun was located at the scene. 3 officers fired their duty weapons during this incident.
Alrighty. I don't know what to say. Man. That was rough right there. That was rough. Man. That was rough right there.
All right, new at 11, the FBI's Safe Streets Task Force arrested this woman, a Morrisville woman, for murder and hit and run. Investigators say Natisha Page shot and killed Anthony Marsh Jr. on April 18th. And Marsh, by the way, was found inside a car along East Pilot Street and later died at the hospital.
Damn. When they tell you drop the gun, drop the gun. Just saying. They tell you to drop the gun. Drop the gun. "34 minutes ago, breaking news, breaking news."
Right now, a heartbroken family remembering a young mother gunned down in front of her own daughter.
And tonight, we're getting our first look at her suspected killer as he remains on the run. Local 10's Christian De La Rosa is live in Southwest Miami-Dade. Christian.
We've talked about how this was a hard-working mother, a TSA officer at MIA, and you tonight, you said it, a surveillance picture of the shooter. Keep in mind, this tragedy taking place just day before the Sunday holiday.
She was still in her work uniform. They took her from me.
A grieving mother, days before Mother's Day, LaShonta Jones was 24 years old. She had just got home from work when she was gunned down right next to her 3-year-old daughter.
I haven't even told her her mom is gone. Like, how can you explain that to a 3-year-old child? I'll never be able to kiss my baby. I'll never be able to hear my baby laugh, play with her nieces and nephews. That's taken, it's gone.
Jones was murdered Monday around 3 in the afternoon outside her home at the Coral Bay Cove Apartments on Southwest 258th Street and South Dixie Highway. Detectives releasing this surveillance picture of the killer pointing his weapon at his victim, her little girl, luckily only grazed by a bullet.
But how can you do a 3-year-old child like that? He needs to turn himself in, or somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to talk. My daughter didn't trouble nobody.
Any little bit of information can help detectives make an arrest in this case and get this family some justice. If you think you can help, call Crime Stoppers at 305-471-TIPS. And we're live in Southwest Miami-Dade tonight. I'm Christian De La Rosa.
What's going on with Miami and Texas that everybody just killing everybody? What's going on? Just, damn. He shot her, but a little girl was standing right next to her and grazed the little girl. Damn.
Special occasion, get gorgeous glossy.
I can't get over there. All right, we having a problem here.
And after he sent a couple to the hospital, the husband and wife say he was acting belligerent on a northbound 4 train at the Bowling Green station in Lower Manhattan. The husband got into an argument with him, and they all got off at the East 170th Street and Jerome Avenue station in the Bronx. Police say the man followed the couple down the stairs, punched the husband in the back of the head, stabbed him in his arms and body, and pushed his wife down the stairs when she tried to stop him. If you recognize the man or have any information about the attack, call NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS. Katie Johnston for CBSN, New York.
Well, hold on. Go ahead. I'll let it play.
Crime alert, all new at 6 o'clock. Those recent holdups are happening in the Galleria area, also in Upper Kirby.
Yes, 2 areas with a lot of shops, restaurants, and as you know, other businesses. KPRC2's Courtney Zubowski live at Shops at Arrive River Oaks, that's formerly known as West Ave. Courtney, the robbery there was in broad daylight.
Yeah, Dominique, in broad daylight with people around, some casually eating lunch when this all happened. The picture is making the rounds on the internet. 2 armed men appear to be robbing a third man in the parking lot at Arrive at River Oaks at the corner of Westheimer and Kirby.
It was pretty obvious to me this was extremely bold and brazen.
It was in the middle of the day in early March. An employee who works at a nearby store says he witnessed it all. People started screaming and scattered.
It's par for the course these days, and you're seeing more and more of it.
The man wasn't shopping at the stores here, but likely followed from somewhere else. It's a trend that Andy Kahn with Crime Stoppers of Houston says needs attention.
I think as more and more people are getting out due to the less restrictives on COVID, it also is open season for those that do want to go and commit criminal conduct.
Last week, only on 2, you heard from these 2 women.
He did everything very smoothly. It was like he did it before.
They had just returned home to a Galleria area high-rise after shopping when an armed man ambushed them and stole their shopping bags. And then on April 23rd, 2 armed robbers followed a couple home after they left a restaurant. The home is located in Tanglewood. The men stole a watch and shot one of the victims in the face.
Like it or not, there are people that are looking at you, targeting you, casing you.
And then there's the issue of face masks. While protective, Khan says, be on guard.
By wearing masks and able to covering up your face, it's actually made it more difficult to identify those that do want to rob us and prey upon us.
We contacted the Houston Police Department about the incident here in River Oaks. They said they do not have a report on it. If you witnessed it, we want to hear from you. You can contact us at 713-223-TIPS. We're live in Upper Kirby. Courtney Zabowski, KPRC 2 News.
Thank you, Courtney.
So it take 2 people with guys.
Keyless car thefts are on the rise in several Union County, New Jersey towns, and police say it's what residents are doing inside their homes that makes them an easy target. CBS 2's Meg Baker reports from Westfield tonight.
The Colby family was startled awake at 2 a.m. Saturday in their Westfield home.
I just heard some noise from downstairs. I didn't hear them smash the window. I just kind of heard like thumping and stuff.
When he looked out the window, he saw that there were people around my car.
I came downstairs, immediately went to like survival mode.
Burglars broke through the window of their back door to unlock it, grabbing wallets from the counter and key fobs.
We've seen our criminals become more brazen lately. We've seen homes forcibly entered in an apparent search for key fobs to steal cars parked in the driveway.
The Colbys luckily scared the would-be car thieves off.
It is a safe neighborhood. Unfortunately, this town is a target for whatever reason. I know that there are a lot of families who think it's okay to leave their keys in their car or unlocked.
Just in the last week, 2 homes, including the Colbys, were hit and 4 cars stolen. Chief Badaloro says every single car has been recovered in Essex County, the majority from Newark.
They're likely filling orders, to be honest with you. They're shopping for cars here in Westfield.
A flashing sign reminds people to lock their cars, take their keys, and hide belongings. Patrols have increased, pushing criminals into nearby towns. Video posted by Berkeley Heights Police shows a suspect looking in windows. Police say that suspect entered through an unlocked window, took a key fob from a purse, and made off with a high-end car.
A lot of people have a tendency to drop their keys on a kitchen counter or to put them on a table just inside the front door, and that's making an easy grab.
Badaloro stresses that residents have a personal responsibility to make their cars and homes a more difficult target and remove the opportunity. In Westfield, New Jersey, Meg Baker, CBS 2 News.
Yeah, I never leave my oh, what the hell? Go ahead and let it play.
Right now at 5:30, caught on camera, a traffic stop, a carjacking, and a high-speed chase that all began in Flagler County and ended in Daytona Beach.
What are you doing? You gotta go. Flagler advisors got it.
Oops. Wait a minute.
Signal 0, he's taking off.
This is video of Flagler County deputies and Daytona Beach police arresting 30-year-old Cerrone Bell of Palm Coast. The 30-year-old faces 9 criminal charges that include armed carjacking, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of cocaine, and trafficking fentanyl.
News4Jax reporter Eric Avenier is joining us live with more information about the takedown and the chain of events that we just saw in that video. Eric?
Yes, Tarek, I just got off the phone with Sheriff Rick Staley of Flagler County, and he tells me that his deputies chased this suspect with speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, a chase that began in Flagler County but ended in Daytona Beach.
Prior to this car being pulled over, Flagler County deputies say small baggies of fentanyl and cocaine were tossed out the window. In the video, you can see a deputy talking to the passenger who not only gives him a fake name, but says he does not have an ID on him and that he just got out of prison in Massachusetts.
What were you in for?
Robbery.
Robbery? How long did you do? 4 years.
The deputy walks back to his patrol motorcycle to run the passenger's name. Then this happens.
What are you doing? You gotta go. Flag advising he's got a signal 0. He's taking off.
Investigators say the passenger, who was later identified as 30-year-old Cerrone Bell, held an AR-15 style rifle to the driver and forced him out of the car. Bell then leads deputies on a chase. Other law enforcement officers get involved as the chase goes from Flagler County into Daytona Beach in Volusia County.
We're pulling into the rooms to go parking lot. Stand by. Turn it in. Dog coming. Everybody set up a corner. Yeah, we might not cover that green. Bailing.
The suspect runs away with officers now chasing after him. Moments later, Bell is face down on the ground in handcuffs after he was tased in the street.
We have an ambulance coming to take a look at you, all right, since you've been exposed to the taser. Do you have any other injuries?
Bell was hauled off to the Volusia County Jail, where he currently awaits transfer to the Flagler County Jail. Right now, Bell only faces 9 criminal charges, but according to Sheriff Staley, there are some charges that are pending that could be both in Volusia County as well as Flagler County. Coming up tonight, you're going to hear the role that Sheriff Staley played in that chase. Yes, you heard it here. Sheriff Staley was involved in that chase. Find out what he did, what he tried to do to prevent people from being injured during that chase. Reporting live, Eric Avignon, Channel 4, the local station.
Alrighty, y'all. I think I can sleep it. Alrighty, y'all. It's 11:58. I don't know why this thing acting stupid now. Nia says, "Oh my geez." Yeah, that was some rough stuff we were looking at. I mean, that stuff was looking rough. That stuff was looking rough. Alrighty, y'all. So we're gonna get ready to get out of here. We got a minute and a half left. Thanks for watching, y'all. Like I said, I hope that we brought some positivity. A lot of other YouTubers were on, and they had a lot of negativity. So hopefully our positivity balanced out the negativity. I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the sermon. It was a short one, but I think it was a necessary one. For a lot of people, if you are here running from something, if somebody hurts you or you hurt somebody, make amends. Find Jesus and let him direct you. Stop the deviant behavior. Stop trying to drown your sorrows in alcohol. Stop trying to block out bad memories with drugs. Man or woman up. Get Jesus in your life. You can't go wrong when you do that. So, alrighty. Y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace, everybody. Hopefully, we'll go on a bike ride tomorrow. If my arm is holding up, we can go on a bike ride tomorrow. So, y'all have a great night. As Nia would say, see you soon. As I say, I see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody, and take it easy. We out.